I think it was 31 guys that walked out there, all different ages. I mean, there's guys that have been here for 4 or 5 years, different things. But there's a lot of walk-ons that don't get a lot of credit. They got to go out there tonight, and just a lot of guys that give their bodies and time and effort. And I think we got one of the best scout look teams in the country. And I bet of those 31 guys, I bet 16 or 17 of those guys practice every day for 4 and 5 years, knowing they will never play a snap. I don't think you realize how deep that is, to know I'm never going to step foot on that field, but I'm going to serve a team and do a great job. So I think this senior class, what did you say, Claude, 47? 37, what is it?
47.
47 wins, is that correct? And last year's was 49, so they have an opportunity to do something special, and they've been special to me, and I probably got a little emotional tonight when I saw some of those guys running on the field during that time. I think it's a really hard night when you say bye, and then you got to go out and compete and play against people. But a lot of respect for our seniors, a lot of respect for our fan base, and to turn out and be electric and make a difference in the game. But really proud of the overall team effort. And our goal this week was to win the now. From Monday to today, it was win the now. We weren't worried about what happened. The past does not talk to the future. The past does not talk to the present. The present doesn't talk to the future or past. They don't talk. They don't text. They don't send each other messages. All we wanted to do was win the present. And each play that happened in the game, we wanted to win the next. And I thought the guys did a great job of handling that message all week. And that all ended up.
Coach, what was the key to this? Like, there's some defensive adjustments. They scored 2 touchdowns real early, and then stopped them after that.
No real adjustments. I mean, the calls we have work. They just got to play them well. I think the 2 young backers were a little nervous to start the game. We had 3rd down and long that they converted, the first 3rd down of the game that should have been out the field. And CJ messed up, and then Raylan had a little boo-boo, and those kids are growing up. And I'm really proud of the way they handle things. And you know, when things don't go well early, sometimes you don't respond well. But like I said, we're going to win the now. The next play, don't know that he didn't make the last play. And those 2 guys did a great job handling that in a tough environment. It's a really tough offense.
Did you get anything more out of Brock than you expected to tonight?
I didn't have an expectation. I didn't have an expectation for Brock. I thought Brock would do what he could, and Brock was hell-bent to get back out there. And, you know, I don't remember when it was. I can't remember the exact time, so don't quote me on it, but I was watching film of practice, and there was a red blur back behind the film of the play I was watching. It was about 20 yards behind it, and it looked like a guy flying across the field. And I was like, who is that? And I was like, oh, my God, it's Brock. And I knew we had a chance then. And he's different. He took a path that no one takes on that injury and just said, this is what I'm doing.
26 days ago, did you, was it in the realm that you were told by the medical people that you could get back this early?
Yeah, it was in the realm. Tua did it, 27. I mean, it was a belief that he could do it. He would have to do something special. And remember the day after it happened, his mother and father called, and they wanted to be aggressive with it. And, they wanted to treat it. And, one of the best things for it is to get back on it and get it moving, not let it stiffen up. And you know, we had experience with other guys that it had taken longer, and he took a really aggressive approach to it. And, he's different.
What did it mean to have that explosive version of Kendall Milton back in the backfield?
Well, Kendall ran really hard tonight. I thought that was like the toughest and hardest I've seen him run. You know, he ran through tackles, he ran through people's face. I mean, he ran like he was mad, and he approached the whole week that way. He's really stepped up and become a more vocal leader. I think a lot of the credit goes to Kendall and Dejon, but a lot of the credit goes to that offensive line too, because we felt like we had the ability to keep fresh. We had 3 tackles rolling, and we had 3 guards rolling, and to me that was special. And I'm not taking anything away from Kendall, because Kendall was the best Kendall tonight, the way he ran.
How do you feel to have Brock, Lad, and Mims, and really your offense together for the first time this season, somewhat healthy?
Well, it showed up in the first half. I mean, if we don't have a snafu there and get a little aggressive, but we probably score 4 touchdowns or whatever, I don't know what it was, but they're potent. Now, when you got a quarterback and you got pass protectors and you got weapons, it's the first time that I thought Mike and the staff had I wouldn't say a full cupboard, but Brock was close. I mean, he may not have been 100%, and some of the other guys, you know, Mims not quite all the way, but it's nice to see those guys out there together.
Kirby Brock obviously could have protected himself with the draft coming up and coming off an injury. What does it say to you that he decided to come back?
Well, people called him and told him that, and those people will not be representing him, I can promise you that, because all I did was piss him off. And he said, I have people call and tell me that I shouldn't play, coach, and he said, that just drives me crazy. He wants me to play, makes me want to play more to prove them wrong. He said, why am I in this game if I'm not going to come back and play? I mean, he's not risking millions, guys. He has an opportunity to get more millions. Like, it's the other way. It's not the way, because he's a great player. The NFL knows people heal. Like, they heal from that injury. They've had tons of that same injury in the NFL. So all he did was go out and stamp himself as a warrior that said, I'm going to go out here and practice on Tuesday in front of 15 scouts. Then I'm going to practice on Wednesday in front of 12 scouts, and they're all going to be over going, oh my God. And he's got an opportunity to move up because of who he is.
Coach, you had over 600 yards in total offense today. What was the most impressive part of the offense that you saw tonight?
Team effort. I mean, it always goes back to the same thing in our offense. It's not one guy. Like, it's not one guy. It's dudes everywhere. I mean, guys blocking, Oscar Delp blocking, Marcus Rosemy blocking people downfield. Arian goes in the game and hits people. I mean, the guys that came in late, Andrew Paul and Rod running hard. The offensive line blocking on the perimeter. I mean, Carson making good checks and good decisions. There's the offensive staff. I mean, these guys work hard, man. They're at the office till midnight game planning, trying to put things together, and I mean, obviously they executed well tonight.
Kirby, I might have missed this. The JDJ obviously didn't play, and he's kind of been one of the heart and soul leaders of the defense. Did Smile have to take on more, and what did your defense have to do to respond to not having Jamon out there?
The hardest part about not having Pop out there was Smile had to make more calls. But I've said this during the week, Smile makes the calls anyway. It's not like one guy makes the calls. They both make the calls. The difference was when we were going to have to play when Smile got tired with the 2 freshmen. And that was going to be the concern. But they're not normal freshmen, guys. I mean, you know, Pop and Smile could have played as freshmen. They had Quay and Kobe. They could have played. And when they started the next year against first game, when everybody thought we were going to have nobody left, I forget who that was, Oregon, they played pretty good. All right? Well, these kids, they prepare every day, and they work really hard, and they're good football players. Raven would be way further along. He must have missed 5 weeks with an injury. So they're different, man. They take notes in meetings. They listen to Coach Schumann. Coach Schumann works really hard with them, and they played well tonight in an environment against a really hard offense to play against.
What was the exchange like with you and Kevin post-game? What did you guys say to each other?
Nothing. I mean, not a lot to talk about after a game like that. I know he probably don't feel like they played their best and frustrated. On to the next. We'll talk this week.
You guys clinched the SEC championship berth before the game even started. What does that mean logistically? I know you won't be thinking about that yet, but I guess support staff can start looking at Alabama and stuff like that.
No. Support staff will be looking at Tennessee and Georgia Tech. I mean, we got to break down the games we got. So there's nothing different logistically. I mean, tomorrow morning we'll wake up and we'll work on Tennessee.
What does it mean for you to go to 3 straight SEC title games?
It's the expectation, man. I mean, it's what we expect to do.
How'd you
You always
describe the
mention the
senior class?
resiliency of your team, of your defense. How impressed were you with how they bounced back after Ole Miss, like you said, kind of punched out?
We've got a lot of practice at it. Like, y'all give me the stats. We're going to give one up the first drive. I mean, it didn't shock me at all. I've practiced my patience.
Coach, how big was the defense of 3 and out to start in the third quarter after the offense had gone 3 and out? It looked like Ole Miss might have had a chance
Yeah,
to make
we
some
didn't have
momentum.
3 and out, and then they got a fake punt.
Mhm.
I think that was the sequence. It sounds like, here we go. And they're going to strap it on. And then we went maybe 3 and out again. I don't know. We stopped them after that. So, I mean, it was good because I want to jumpstart things in the second half. You're going to be a great second half team starting. And we didn't start real well last week on defense against Missouri. We got a real field goal, but we were better this week. We didn't start real well on offense this week. So we got to continue to do that. We wanted to dominate the middle 8. we took that opportunity away with, being aggressive. McCarson threw a good ball, just tipped it to him.
Coach, you just talked about jumpstarting the defense. How did the Nazir Stackhouse sack as well as the Javon Bullard interception do that for this defense?
Yeah, huge momentum plays. I even forgot those happened. I mean, I didn't even realize that Nas got one. Great play by Bull. He worked all week on that. He had a correction from the week before where he busted against Missouri and really ticked us off. He didn't do his job, and he did his job on that play, and he got rewarded for it.
This senior class, the 2020 guys in particular, just went through their college career without losing a home game. What's that say about this group and also the atmosphere that has been built here at the University of Georgia with home games?
Incredible university. I think President Morgan just told me we're one of the only SEC schools to have a Rhodes Scholar this year. I mean, we're winning in academics. We're winning in football. We're winning in soccer. We're winning in a lot of sports. Josh Brooks and his staff do an incredible job. I'm fortunate to be part of an unbelievable organization in a great state where football is important. High school state playoffs are going on right now. There's tons of good players all over our state, and people care about football in the state. So these seniors, they've done it the hard way. They've done it the hard way. They've earned it and got a lot of respect. Man, you don't realize what they sacrifice for the way we practice.
Kirby, that's 27 straight wins. You passed Nick Saban. You're one away from matching Paul Bear Bryant, Gene Stone. When you hear your name, your team, your program mentioned in the same breath with those legends, what does that mean?
Rare air. I mean, those guys are guys I grew up watching as a little kid, growing up in Alabama with my dad being a high school coach. A lot of the credit goes to the people that have come to this university and played, the players who've made those sacrifices, the players who helped win those games. I mean, I'm in the locker room today and I'm looking at Nolan Smith, Jordan Davis, Miko, Malik Herring, Brian Herring. It's just all these guys that made sacrifices to do this and make it special. And I've had incredible coaching staffs. So great coaches make head coaches look smart.
Do those guys' presence, do you think that makes a difference when those guys come back for a game like this? Could you feel it?
Oh yeah, no doubt it makes a presence. It makes more confidence. I'm looking over there at guys and they're looking over there at those guys and I'm teared up coming off the field. Jordan's like, I'm crying too, Coach, those are my babies. Those are my babies. He helped raise a lot of those guys. So it's emotional. So many sacrifices are made to make this program what it is. And our fans have been really good to us and helped us at home.
A couple of injuries on defense, Julian Humphrey, and it looked like Warren Brinson came out and didn't go back in. Any update on either of those?
I think Warren had a calf strain. He's been battling with that. He felt like he'll be okay and fine. I didn't notice it being really bad, but he did not go back in. And then Julian, I'm not sure what he's dealing with. There's a stinger or what, but he was not able to return. I certainly hope we get him back, but I don't know right now.
Coach, and a guy like Peyton Woodring, continuing to be perfect from extra points and made and made a good field goal as well today. I mean, from a rougher start to just now where he's been, flawless again from extra points. How great is it to see a freshman do work like that?
That's what he's supposed to do. You know what I mean? Like let's say what it is. He's supposed to make his extra points. All right, he's supposed to make his field goals within a certain distance, and to do that as a freshman, I think is special. I think that he works at his craft. We've talked about him before. He pitched. I think people that go on that mound to pitch, they're used to pressure.
Kirby, it was cool to see Stetson. How much have you been able to keep up with him?
I didn't get to see Stetson. I looked on the video board and saw him. I saw Coach Rick. What a great honor. And I was like, golly, man, we can't mess this game up with all these dudes here. It was a tight ball game, and I'm looking up there like going through all my whole past of working for Coach Rick, honoring Coach Rick, College Football Hall of Fame, his wife, what they've meant to this community, what they meant to me. Gave me a job when I didn't have one, and just incredible people, just unbelievable people. And then see Stetson, and I've seen Stetson a couple times around, but I hadn't really got to spend time with him. It's just so consumed.
Let's take two more questions.
Was that red blur this week, last week?
You know what? I'd like to say I cannot remember. I literally cannot remember. I think it might have been last week because he was flying, but he didn't have brakes. Like he ran up on the wall by Stegman over there on that side, and I was like, he couldn't stop. But he was flying. I had to stop it and go, who is that? And I literally thought like he should be playing. But when I saw him struggle to stop, I knew. But every Sunday he goes out and I look outside my office window and he's out there running and flying around the the week we were at Florida. I mean, he was back walking and running faster than anybody we've had. But his protocol was matched up more with some other people that have done it, and he matched that. He beat the markers on all the kids we've had with the same injury because he was just too stubborn to not do it. And he did a great job.
How valuable is the drive for Brock Manager play to get those guys in there? How important is that?
Awesome. Any confidence those guys get, it's huge for them. So thank you, guys.